CC, life happens. And for those who left out, I have my amazing special guest with me, Jameeka Banks. And we are going to, you know what? If you guys are seeing, you, and for those who can't see, because this is a radio show, but she has this amazing merch on. And I really want you to talk about it. I want you to talk about why you did this, because this is an attention getter for sure. She has her mugshot on her hoodie. And it says resilience.
It does.
And we talked about that today.
We did.
Go ahead.
So this hoodie is actually, it's a statement for sure.
Yes, it is.
I actually had a job where I was up for a promotion, and it was another girl who was up for a promotion, and she Googled me, and this mugshot came up. So she kind of tried to use it as like leverage and blackmail, and was like, "Oh, do they know? Do they know about your past?" And I'm like, probably not. Right. But since you think that this gonna stop anything, let me go ahead and put this thing on the shirt.
I love it.
So that's what I did, and I got the promotion, and then she ended up getting fired.
You know what? And you know what? And look at God, because that's a mug shot to look at.
And you know, and it's a conversation starter. Like when I'm in public, and first and foremost, I sell this hoodie, and all proceeds go to inmates. I also speak at the jails. I do jail ministry. So every dime that I get from this hoodie goes to somebody's commissary, somebody behind the wall who doesn't have family, somebody who, and it's usually youth, like a youthful teen, like a 18 or 19-year-old, doesn't have family, made mistakes or whatever the case may be. I go put the proceeds from this hoodie sale on their books.
I love it.
You know, they might have kids, they might have, you know, that they want to call, they can get the phone service, all of that stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that they have that gateway.
That's
to their people.
Jameeka, you talking about me, honey. That's great work that you're doing. That's God's work.
It is God's work.
Yes, it is. And I love it that you're not making this about you.
No.
This is you, but you're making it about everybody else.
Right.
And that, you know, that's what I'm all about. So that's why we resonate. I love that. And it's just the fact that God gave you that mentality to help the youth, you know. And what do you say to a troubled teen? Because you were a troubled teen,
right?
You know, you grew up in foster home, and so I'm sure that made you angry at different times. You know, I do have different friends that I've come across that had a similar past to that, and I do see where they were angry, you know, and sometimes they're dealing with their childhood issues as adults, you know. How do you cope, and how did you cope?
Just wanting better, you know, just understanding that I've been on the rough side of life. I wanted to know what it was like on the other side, and I didn't have a role model growing up. So everything that I strive for and everything that I've grown through, I want to be that light and that example to other young people, to let them know it's a different way. Yeah. Just because you grew up in an environment that was not so good, or you had life circumstances that may have caused you a great amount of trouble in life, does not mean that you have to continue that path.
Exactly.
So just being that example to let them know, like, it's other ways. You don't have to be that product of your environment.
Exactly. And you became the example. You became the example. That's what I was talking about. The doors that nobody opened for you, you create those doors, and you let people come into your world. You created your own world, and you're allowing others to see that it's possible.
Right. It wasn't easy. Wasn't easy. It took a lot of, I think the biggest thing, being an adult with trauma and having those traumas, is the fact that we've normalized it now. Like, I have these conversations all the time, and it's crazy when you think about how normalized dysfunction has become, when you've normalized verbal abuse, or when you've normalized poor communication or lack of communication, or just even in the Black community in general. We're told that therapy, I remember when I was younger, I said I want to go to therapy, and I remember somebody, I don't remember who it was exactly, but they were like, "Oh, you don't put people in your business." Like it's such a negative, it was so stigmatized, like Black people don't get therapy. So it's just like, we do need it.
Yeah,
you
and
know
I'm
what
happy
saying?
you brought it up because I was going to ask you, did you even get some therapy for the issues that you...
I did.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Therapy, I literally recommend therapy to small kids. It doesn't matter how old you are, old,
Seriously.
young, because we all need somebody to be our outside eyes and analyze things a little differently for us and provide those tools to help us get past those issues, right?
Yeah, I literally say that I wish I had a me when I was a kid.
That's me.
You know?
Can I get me a me?
Exactly.
I want me a me.
You know, we need to push these kids. You know, we need to be able to pour into these kids. They're lost. Like if we're still lost as adults, what do you think those babies going through?
Right.
And we never resonate with them. We never put ourselves in their shoes. And,
right.
And I'm starting to do that with my daughter. I'm thinking like, okay, let me have a little bit more grace because, okay, you feel this type of way. Why do you feel this type of way? How can we get through this? Because your feelings do matter. And it takes a village too to raise these kids, honey.
The village.
I'm dealing with that now with me and my friend and her daughter. Like, it takes a village. And when it falls off, we matter in these kids' lives, and when one of us like fall off, those kids feel that. And I found that out yesterday because I knew a young lady needed me, and I was no longer. It wasn't me. I mean, her and my daughter, they just weren't talking, you know. So just like, wow, I'm not gonna get into it. But like the mom, she was just like, I didn't have nobody to talk to. I just needed this village. I just need this. And I'm like, I get it. Say less. I'm there, you know. And that was just yesterday. We need these villages.
We do.
You know?
I feel like everybody has a different puzzle piece to offer. And I think that's the thing. Like, you have to find people who fit your village of things that lack. So like if you're motherly and I might not be so affectionate, you know, you might be the one to encourage me, like, hey, you know, I might, or by example, you might come around and hug my kid and I'll be like, ooh, I ain't hug my own kid.
And that's me.
She hugging my kid a little too much. Let me go ahead and give my kid a little hug. You know what I'm saying? Just being around people who influence you in the betterment of just them walking and being themselves. So,
and you know, and a hug goes a long way. I'm telling you. And a lot of people they're not used to hugs.
I didn't grow up with hugs.
Exactly.
I just became a hugger.
And
I just became a hugger. That's actually another thing that is normalized. Like I grew up, I used to feel uncomfortable when people hugged me. I was like, oh, you're weird.
Like why?
But then somebody was like, you do know hugs are a good thing, right? Like that means I love you, right? I just want you to feel this, and I'm just like, that's uncomfortable.
And you know, it's so funny because I'm in my life. You, my best friend, both my best friends, they are so funny. Ooh, get away from me! Don't hug. You're so gay. Don't hug me.
I embrace it now. Like hug me. I'm actually a hugger now.
Yes, and I'm like, but I have to growing into, you know, I talk about me being an empath and all that other kind of stuff. I can't hug everybody no more.
I don't get this from you. I don't get that.
Listen,
you have never acted like that with me since I met you.
I can't hug everybody. I hug someone the day of. You're not, but I do. I take on energies, and I hug someone the day of the show. And I took on all her energy. And
you think so?
Oh, I did. Because I was so happy. And then when I hugged her, I started crying. I went home and I was like, Mom, I gotta get her off of me. I said, because her energy, I was in a funk. I was in a drain. It's real bad, but I'm coming into it. I'm figuring it out. But once I got to praying and getting her off of me and all that other kind of stuff, because I'm just like, I'm asking, like, how do I get this off of me? Because it was so overwhelming. You seen how I was the day of my show? Like, I was happy. Like, it was nothing wrong with me. Those were not my energies.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. I don't feel like as an empath, because I'm an empath as well, but I use my discernment, and then I have to sometimes really literally analyze, oh, how do I feel about that? And then I don't own it. Like, that's not me.
That ain't me. That ain't for me. That ain't.
Keep it. Return to sender. No thanks.
Get somebody else to do it. Exactly.
Tomatoes.
But that's when you don't know. Like, I didn't know what was happening. You know what I'm saying? But now I know and I'm aware. But I am just like such a. Come here, let me hug you. Come here, let me, because
that's a good thing.
Like,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing to hug. Like, I grew up. I didn't grow up with hugs. My son, in fact, when he was like 4, he was a hugger. And when he was 4, I remember hugging him and it was like a tap on the back, like, all right, thanks. And then I remember somebody was like, why you tap him like that? The Oprah hug. You know how Oprah
exactly.
Oprah always hugging somebody at a
Right.
distance, that Oprah joke.
Mm-hmm.
So they be like, why you give your son an Oprah hug? And I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But my son and both my kids are very affectionate. Like, my daughter will lay in the bed with you. She'll play with your face, your hair.
Leo in them.
She'll tell you she loves you like 1,000 times. So it's just like, now I understand that was a generational curse. Like, my family, my parents, they did not grow up being hugged.
Yeah,
so.
and that's the thing. And like now, I don't. Like, I know my mom loved me, you know what I'm saying? But like now it's like, oh, I'm hugging. We all about that.
I see y'all was hugging.
Yeah, we all about that.
Can we get the tissue?
Ain't nobody even know lovey-dovey, like huggy.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I don't understand how I'm the way I am. Because my mama is my mama and my daughter Giselle is just like,
you broke the cycle.
Hug, like I'm the hugger, you know.
Keep hugging, baby.
I'm gonna keep hugging.
Keep hugging.
The good spirits come hug
keep
me.
Hugging, baby. We need hugs. The world needs love. You can never have too much love.
The world needs love, and I'm happy you said that, because in this industry that we're in, it's so dark. It's dark. It's dark. It's dark. I don't care what you say. I've seen so much darkness, so many, opportunities. And you know what? Let's speak about opportunity.
That word.
Let's speak about that.
That's a buzzword.
You know what? What is it? What is an opportunist to you?
I feel like an opportunist is so there's a difference between opportunity and opportunist.
Yes.
I feel like an opportunist, they are self-motivated to the extent of, if it's you or them, they're going to get rid of you. They're going to sacrifice you before them.
Yes.
So it becomes untrustworthy.
Right.
That's the difference. Opportunity, somebody capitalizing off of an opportunity usually was something that was offered to them. I feel like opportunists typically seek out and prey on opportunities from other people, which means that that's self-motivated, and usually they have that mindset where they're going to do whatever it takes to get what they want. Yeah. That's dangerous.
I love how you broke that down, girl. I couldn't have broke it down no better, because that is you broke it down to the science.
Listen, I prayed. I told you, girl, when you reached out to me, I prayed. I pray about everything, because another thing, every opportunity is not an opportunity.
It's not.
So you got to be careful, literally, of what you attach yourself to and what you allow to attach itself to you. So I just feel like, opportunity, at least in my experience lately, just operating in your authentic self will always bring you genuine connections and opportunities.
Yes,
you don't have to seek
agree.
anything. I have not reached out to anybody and said, hey, put me on your platform. I have not paid anybody to be on a platform. No, nothing. People are literally reaching out
to
just
you.
off of seeing me operate in my authentic self, and they're like, we love your story. You have purpose and power. We want to, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is more genuine, and I know that this is why God has blessed me to the capacity like this, because I'm allowing it to flow.
Yes, you are. And when you allow it to flow, it's just going to continue to grow, and it's going to grow into something that is going to be so big, like we talked about this morning.
God's gonna blow your mind, baby.
God is about to blow our minds,
yes,
because like I said, everything is elevation.
It is.
It's God putting us in the right places with the right people, doing the right things. We're doing the right thing. Like I said, good people. It's time for good people to win. I pride myself on being a good person, so I'm not going to continue to let you see good people winning. And that's what I'm going to put out. Now, I'm putting out something different. Now, I say we're going to get my twerk video sometimes. Now,
you going to do what?
My twerk video.
A twerk video? Put that in the close friends. Put that in the close friends.
Girl, I'll be dead.
You will never catch nothing like that. I don't do that. You'll never. I am a brand. I am a high value woman. I don't do that. It'll never hit the gram. It'll never hit social media.
Let me tell you.
Close friends, maybe.
Your close friends?
I have to take a few people out of there.
Okay,
first.
you take close friends.
I would have to take a few people out of the close friends if I did that.
Them type of twerk videos. I dance. I don't know how to dance.
I don't know how to dance either.
Oh, see, that's why. But they like me not knowing how to dance. They think it's funny. But my daughter...
It probably is.
Let me tell you, my daughter said I got better. So I ain't mad at it. So now that's my
I
dance
don't
party,
have
child.
I don't have no measurement of where I'm at on that scale. I cannot dance.
I'm getting up there. I'm getting up. You ain't gonna
It's not
tell
my
me.
ministry.
You ain't. Listen, I thought it wasn't mine either.
It's not my ministry.
It's bringing a lot of people some happy souls.
Yeah, I bet.
But no, girl. But that is so. Hold on a second. I got to turn this around. Y'all know I'm trying to get this together. I don't know what happened.
You're supposed to flip it.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. But yes, girl, that is so funny. You good?
I'm good.
Okay. She going off the twerking, honey. She
I'm
think it's
good.
a twerk fest. It ain't
I
no twerk
doing
fest,
that.
child.
Yeah.
It ain't that.
I'm literally
It ain't.
mindful of what I post because I've always said, first and foremost, you know, my mentees and things, and then I post for my husband, like
Yes, honey.
for my future
For your future
husband.
husband.
Like,
Yes, I am not
I don't
mad
need
at
him going on my page and looking like, oh, look at her.
Oh no, it's definitely.
Or the coworkers. Look what that.
Oh no,
He
child.
can't show his coworkers this her pic.
Oh no,
If
not
it's
this
raunchy and
herpes.
scandalous. So.
But you know what? You are the pictures that you post are definitely tasteful.
Thank
They're
you.
definitely, you know, giving everything like,
Thank you.
Okay, I love it all.
Thank you.
It's definitely a vibe. That's why I told you that I had brought my friends to your page to see it and all that other kind of
Thank
stuff
you.
because I knew that they would love the vibe. They would love what you're putting out, what they would aspire to be.
Thank
you know, and that's a good thing. So yes, we good to go. We're still going? Okay, cool. All right, so let's continue to go on this journey. So, overcoming, and you overcame. What is that looking like for you now? Because that's kind of like your soft girl era, right?
Yes, I'm definitely operating in my soft girl era. I just feel like I'm to a place now where I've done the work. I've done the necessary work to be who I am today. Like I've had to fight to be who I am today, and so much to the point where I'm not sacrificing that for anything and anybody. My peace of mind. I don't go into spaces where I feel that it's gonna bring out the aggressive side of me.
The worst of you.
The soft girl era is like it's a movement now, but people use it in a means of like example dating. I've seen so many different things where it's like soft girl era. I want a man that's gonna treat me this way, and it's just like you have to be a certain kind of woman for that. Soft girl doesn't mean that you're just going to just think out of nowhere you're gonna have these luxurious things if you are not in a position to where you're able to receive that. So I've come to a place where I'm sweet, I'm comfortable now. I'm comfortable with being vulnerable and owning my femininity and understanding myself as a woman to know that it's okay to be sweet and soft and submissive. It's okay not to have to be aggressive all the time, because for me, my aggression came from a place of survival. I was not raised on love.
Exactly.
I was raised on survival. So my mannerisms, you know, that angry black woman stigma is just like, I'm not angry. I might get mad every now and again, but that's not who I am. I'm a woman. I am feminine. I am soft. I am able to, you know, assert myself in a manner where I get my point across, but it's not the angry black woman, you know? So I'm not sacrificing that. It feels good. It feels free. I wake up every morning and I get to know myself a little more. I never liked flowers. So I'm in love with flowers. Over the last few years, I've developed this love for flowers. And I used to think flowers were like, ugh. Like, I don't know what, I don't know. It just, like, I used to, like, that's too girly. And then I was a tomboy, too.
Well, so all of that, and then all of that makes sense from the survival instance, and you're not raised on receiving flowers and receiving love. So it's just like, what is this?
I buy myself flowers every week.
Do you?
Whether I'm in a relationship or not, I buy myself flowers every single week.
I love that.
Because they remind me of the beautiful things in life. They smell good. And I just deserve my flowers. Give my flowers while I'm alive.
Give me your flowers now.
Give me my flowers now. Not when I'm in a casket somewhere and y'all showing up to my funeral.
And you're giving them to yourself.
Yes. I
and
deserve
that
my
means
flowers.
exactly. And when we spoke earlier, we spoke about self-loving and, you know, the soft girl era, and then we talked about self-sabotaging. You know, I told you I was gonna go back to that.
Okay.
You know,
the self-sabotage.
So, let's talk about that, because I think I'm still in my self-sabotage.
You think so?
I'm trying to figure out me in dating. Like I told you on the show, I said, don't ask me about relationship. That's not my lane, you know. But I'm still trying to figure it out because I'm so in my power right now. It's just like I'm walking in me, and it's just like, I don't know, I'm focused on me, and this is a good thing for me because this is the longest I've ever been single, and I think I haven't been on a date in like over a year, I believe.
Do you take yourself on dates?
I do stuff for myself.
Do you go on dates with your girlfriends?
I do that too.
So I just recently started dating again. That came left field because prior to the person I'm dating now, I did. You couldn't get me to go outside. It was like, and even if I did, it was out of like boredom or something. It wasn't even intentionally like I'm going on a date because I like this person. It's a Friday night. I'm bored and I'm hungry. So it's but taking that time is essential because I'm also a divorcee. Going through being married for that many years to being single, I didn't date that first year and a half. I didn't remotely entertain anybody else because you do have to get to know yourself all over again, or you continuously bring that baggage. If you don't know yourself, I just feel like it's so easy for you to be in these toxic codependent relationships. Like if you can't fill your own love tank up, if you don't know your own love languages, if you don't know how to love you and bring yourself peace and happiness before you get in a relationship, it's never going to work. It's
not going to work at all. And I totally agree with that. And that's why I said I'm pacing myself, because that fiery that we talking about, you know what I'm saying? I need to get that all together, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have time for nobody to be playing with me right now.
That's what I said. I'm not playing with nobody's son.
I don't have time for all these random, these in and out. What I'm finding is a lot of in and out behavior, and I don't like it.
It's an experience. I had this conversation the other day. People are not dating with intention. They want to experience things. Let's go with the flow of the vibe.
Yeah.
For what? Where are we going with this vibe? Where are we going with this experience?
We are an experience.
And then they leave, and then we don't go nowhere. We don't end up married. We don't end up in a relationship. We just had sex and we went to eat.
Exactly.
And we got all of this stuff. And then I got to have the next experience with somebody else.
Exactly. It's annoying for sure.
It's unintentional. It's toxic.
It's very much so, and it's just like this is why. We're good people are ruined because you want to go in your cocoon. That's why I told you I'm isolated. I don't want to deal with the mess. I rather create than to deal with other stuff.
Well, the self-sabotage part, I will say this. Understand that you deserve better. You deserve good. That's how you stop self-sabotaging.
Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and I want to go ahead and thank you guys. We got to wrap this up. Listen, I enjoyed this conversation, Jameeka. And thank you guys for tuning in to Keeping It Real with Cece. Life happens. We are here each and every Monday from 2 to 3 p.m. So thank you guys for tuning in. I love you so much. This is my first show. We're going out with a bang. Love you guys.
Make sure you check me out, dental.baee on Instagram. Get your merch. And help an inmate.
Let's show the people the merch. Peace out.